Drizzy, Champagne Poppy, Wheelchair Jimmy. These are all names used to describe the five-time Grammy-winning platinum pop rap artist Drake. It's been about 2 weeks since he released his new album, For All the Dogs, so today we have our in-house experts, Mia, Summaiya, Jase, and Srikar, to decide if this one was a flop or a dub.
All right. Here we
Well,
are.
We are here to discuss Drizzy himself, Mr.
The man.
Drake.
Let's get some initial thoughts right off the bat.
It was horrible.
Oh,
I second that. I second that.
It was. I had very low expectations.
yeah, same,
And
same.
He limboed the bar.
Yep.
So, frankly, can't say I'm surprised. He's washed and incapable
Right.
of making good music. anymore.
Wash is crazy.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Yeah. He's literally cringe. Like, I wish I could
Yeah.
put it in a better way.
No.
But hearing his, like, oh, wow, you hate women again. Damn.
Isn't he
like,
38?
Like, it's
No,
like,
yeah. You can't call yourself a lover boy when you're pushing 40.
Like,
He needs to start a family.
literally put your son in a home with a, like, it's just like,
Cuff a woman or something. I know he has the capabilities. Maybe he doesn't.
I mean, clearly.
He can't hold down a woman for more than a year, and
I mean-
he's 38. It's beginning to look a little
Like,
scary for Drake. I
The
say.
hatred towards Rihanna, that was cringe. That was actually crazy.
Didn't he diss someone else on his album too? I forgot her name.
Probably, though.
It was this girl who had beat him in like the best new artist a long time ago, like over 10 years ago, and he just dissed
Bonnie
her.
Bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bonnie Bear beat Drake for best and Nicki Minaj for best new artist at the Grammys, and also was on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy with Kanye that year.
I
After
know he was
winning.
mad.
He was mad because he also got his verse from All the Lights Cut. So that's
Dang.
long. As you can tell, I've spent a lot of time in Drake lore as a fan. And
I bet.
it's kind of sad.
I
do you think?
feel like Drake suffers from this Peter Pan complex almost. Like, he just refuses to grow up.
Yep.
And this is kind of what Joe Budden was, like, talking about, if you guys saw that beef. And then Drake was basically like, oh, you're broke.
Oh yeah, he wrote an autobiography about Joe Budden and then pretended to act like he didn't care because he had more money. But
No.
it really just shows how much that got to him because it's really true. He's too old to be acting like he's in his 20s, walking around with Lil Baby and all them. It's starting to get a little ridiculous, I'd say. I'd say he's pushing the line between trying his hardest to make mediocre music and see how many views it can get. Like, he's like, I wonder how little effort I can put into some music and it still sells. And it worked. Again.
I feel like at this point, he just parodies himself. Like, that album just sounded like, oh, let me see what... It sounded like what he did before, but on, like, a comical level.
I totally agree.
Like, Virginia Beach was like a offhand attempt to kind of replicate the thing that he did with Tuscan Leather.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing was the same. But it just didn't work. Like, at this point, it's just tired, and you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, and also on the point you brought up about him trying to see what he can get away with, I honestly see this album more as like a investment property that'll be
Right.
bought up by a private equity firm a few years down the line, rather than a work of art that'll actually have a lasting cultural impact. It'll make a lot of streams. He already sold 400,000 units in his first week, so he made his money. He did whatever. It's just sad to see that someone who showed a capability to make all-time great music
Right.
to succumb to a level where they make cheap filler music that simply just generates revenue.
Exactly.
He's at the point of his career where he no longer has to be an artist because he's a brand.
Exactly.
He
So
markets
true.
himself,
Yep.
basically.
Yeah, I think it's time for him to like retire from making his own albums and genuinely move into just accepting this role as like a cultural icon,
Right.
And showing up on features for other artists here and there just to showcase that, hey, I still got it. But I think he does not have the juice to put out full studio length albums.
Exactly. Just all trash can music now. And speaking of features, he got washed on every single feature on that
Yeah.
album.
Agreed.
Every
Literally.
single one.
Agreed.
J.
Agreed.
Cole, Bad Bunny, even he, like, it's,
Sexy Red.
yeah.
I think, speaking on the features especially, I think every feature that he had was felt like he was featuring on that artist's track
Right.
because the track was built on whatever works for the artist that was featured. It
Yeah.
felt like when Lil Yachty featured, it felt like a Lil Yachty song with a Drake feature. And obviously everyone talks about how Drake can, change flows, change styles, emulate anything, which was supposed to be a positive, but now it's become a negative. It's like he has no
Exactly.
identity of his own because he shapes around whatever makes him the most money.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, shout out to J. Cole, though. First #1 Billboard single of all time. That's a great achievement. It's so sad that it took this long for J. Cole to get that. But hey, if there's one good thing Drake can do today, it's give J. Cole a #1.
Exactly. That is the one good thing he did on this album. And speaking of that, him getting minimized on his own songs, I swear I thought that Yeet song was Yeet's song until I listened to it on his album. I was like, wait, this isn't on Yeet's album?
No, it's so sad to see everybody get so frustrated. Like, I myself held myself off from listening to this album until, like, this morning because I wanted to have, like, a raw, unfiltered reaction. And my raw, unfiltered reaction was, wow, this is garbage. So, there you go, America.
Let's talk about some positive things about
Yeah,
this
was there a
album.
single song?
I love Rich Baby Daddy featuring Sexy Red and SZA. She did her thing on that part, I will say.
SZA's vocals on both of her features.
Yes.
Spectacular. Made me want to listen to more SZA.
I thought Bahama Promises would have been good like 7 years ago if it came out
Yeah.
Yeah.
when he was like young and not like old. And,
Old.
Creep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, a woman hurt you, we get it.
Yeah.
But again,
Yeah, like you have a kid. It's a little. It's time to hang that up, buddy.
I'm sorry I nearly died on the panel. I'm going to preface.
Sorry.
I don't know what happened.
Positives.
Lights got too
Do you have
bright.
any
Jim and
positives?
Charlotte, not bad.
Okay,
I will
okay.
say that's not that
I
bad.
thought it was like a worse version of every other timed song that Drake has.
The
Like
bar is
5
on
a.m.
the
in
ground,
Toronto.
though. I feel
That's
for
true,
this
that's true.
album.
Well, that's like it's gonna be
yeah.
all the time we have. We're gonna take it back to the host.